What's up, guys? I want to talk about the market, how the market is fluctuating right now, a couple of catalysts that are arising, and also a couple of rumors regarding Bitcoin and how institutions are handling this. There are many things that may trigger a catalyst, such as a market crash, and we're going to be discussing a couple of them in this video. These are important news. You need to be prepared. And of course, you need to have an all-weather portfolio, sort of like the one that Ray Dalio has. If you don't know who Ray Dalio is, he's a famous investor, hedge fund investor, and one of his strategies is to have an all-weather portfolio, which means that when things are going down, others are going up. So you're kind of balanced in that way. Anyway, let's take a look at the market. Let's see how it's fluctuating. Let's see what are the bad news, what are the good news, and how all this thing is being played out. At the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys one single coin that I truly believe in, that I really like. I'm very, very bullish on this one in the long term. And I encourage you to do your research and see if it's for you. I know that for me, I am buying it. I bought a little position on it. I need to buy more. Right now, well, we'll discuss that in the later video. But right now is not a good moment to buy because everything is going up. We need to buy it when it's down. I'll talk more about it at the end of the video. Let's go to the news. Before we get any further, I want to mention that this video is sponsored by myself. If you want to see which crypto I'm investing, you can go to my website, blog.arturofm.com. And here I'm building these posts in which I'm going to be posting which crypto I'm buying to have this all-weather balance. So in case that a market crash comes, I have it, I'm well balanced. It's currently under construction. I haven't had time. Over the weekend, I will update it. You can grab a 24% coupon code while this constructs, so you can take advantage of that. All right, so the very first big news is coming from Peter Thiel, who is a respected investor, and he's basically saying that China is using Bitcoin as method of manipulating United States. So he's saying that they're using Bitcoin to get to United States currency to devalue. So here he's saying PayPal co-founder and venture capitalist Peter has warned the Chinese central government may be supporting Bitcoin as a means to undermine the foreign and monetary policy of the United States. So this is big because there are a lot of rumors that China is definitely doing this. China is getting a lot more into Bitcoin. So if China gets a big, huge position in Bitcoin, they're definitely going to be able to manipulate the currency, and therefore, since Bitcoin is grasping a lot more attention, and it will definitely grab more attention in the future, they will be able to manipulate the US dollar, because the US dollar at some point is going to devalue. We all know that. That's public. It's a rumor. It's a news going on with all the printing money that is going on, like, you know. So all right, let's see something that he said on the Twitter that clearly states this. And I want to emphasize this as you're watching this. Think that he's kind of playing a 4D chess game here, because he owns Bitcoin, and he also, I believe that he's a Bitcoin maximalist. So let's watch what he says here on the Twitter.
I don't like the U.S. having this reserve currency, because it gives us, a lot of leverage over, Iranian oil supply chains and all sorts of things like that. They don't want the renminbi to become a reserve currency, because then you have to open your capital account and you have to do all sorts of things that they really don't want to do. I think the euro, you could think of as, as in part a Chinese weapon against the dollar. The last decade hasn't quite worked out that way, but that was, China would like to see two reserve currencies like the euro. And, even though I'm sort of
So he's saying here that they want in China to have two reserve currency. So he's saying that China is going to want to have Bitcoin as a reserve currency, which means that China is going to be investing tons of money into Bitcoin. Trillions of dollars. When this happens, Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. And of course, China is going to have a vast amount of Bitcoin for them to manipulate the price up and down. This is one of the catalysts that we'll be talking about.
Pro crypto, pro Bitcoin, maximalist person. I do wonder whether at this point Bitcoin is also should also be thought in part of as a Chinese financial weapon against the U.S., where it threatens fiat money, but it especially threatens the U.S. Dollar, and China wants to do things to weaken it. So it's sort of China is long Bitcoin, and perhaps from a geopolitical perspective, the U.S. should be a little bit be asking some tougher questions about exactly how that works. But some internal stable coin in China, that's not a real cryptocurrency. That's just that's just some sort of totalitarian measuring device.
He's also mentioning on another tweet that the US should be buying Bitcoin as well, so they don't fall behind. So this is kind of like a chess game here, because he's saying, all right, guys, don't fall behind because China, this is what's happening with China. We got to pump it. This is basically what he's saying in other words. But at the same time, he's right. If China gets the whole market monopoly, we're going to be in big trouble, because the whole point of crypto is decentralization and allow free markets to experience new highs. So if this happens, we're all going to be in trouble. There's going to be a lot of manipulation. If you want to stay up to date with crypto news, subscribe to the channel. I will let you know here on the channel if any major event is happening, so you're up to date in case you need to sell some of your currencies. The next piece of news comes from CME Group, and they're launching a micro Bitcoin feature, and this is good, but it's bad at the same time. Why it's good? Because now retail investors, the little guy, will have access to Bitcoin for 1/10 of the size of Bitcoin. At the same time, this is bad news because this brings market manipulation in the crypto space. Why is that? Because they're not required to hold any Bitcoin in their accounts. So there is not going to be such a thing as wallets. And this leads to a lot of Bitcoin market manipulation. I'm going to leave the article here so you guys can read it if you want to pause the video. All right, the time has come to show you the one project that I believe in. There are many projects. This is one of them. This is the one that I truly believe in, and I understand because I'm an engineer and I know what's going on behind the scenes. I know that this is going to be used by everyone. So I'm super bullish on this one, and let me show you which one is it. So it's called the Graph, and the reason why I believe in this project is because what the Graph does is this is an API, and what it does is it's going to interconnect all the single blockchains, and it's going to allow the data to be visible to everyone. So let's go to the website so we can see what this is. As you can see, it's an API for vibrant decentralized future. So for those of you who don't know what an API is, in simple terms, is the blockchain is going to allow the data discovery of their product. So for example, if I build a company and I want my company to be on the Ethereum blockchain, and then I want my customers to interact with my company and with the Ethereum blockchain, I can put this API layer in the middle, so the customers get the right amount of data that I want, and only the data that I want. I believe there are multiple projects like this. I believe that this one is going to be the most successful one, and that everyone is going to use it. Every single business is going to use it. I want to ask you guys, do you have any project that you truly believe in, that you like? Let me know in the comments below so I can do the research and I can take a look at it. In the future videos, we're going to be covering a lot more of these gems that I'm looking at, because this is extremely important to be in the very early stages, so when it goes up, you catch that train, and it doesn't happen the same thing as Bitcoin. Unfortunately, I was in school when Bitcoin was booming, and I didn't have any of the knowledge that I have right now. So subscribe to the channel to stay up to date, and I'll see you in the next one.